Alright, we're here to talk about another deck they've posted on the Fantasy Flight Games website. This one's called Fire and Blood, and it centers around the Targaryens. The gist of all this is that it's designed to kill people. It's a character killer slash military deck. And it uses the fealty card. What I hate, this doesn't pop up anymore. It brings us to the stupid card game DB. But whatever. So, with the fealty agenda, you cannot include more than 15 neutral cards in your deck. As an action, you can kneel your faction card to reduce the cost of the next loyal card you marshal or play this phase by 1. And, I appear to have lost my ability to go back. There we go. So, that's important because if you look at Dracarys, it's got a little banner under the Targaryen symbol. So that makes it a loyal card, which means you can cast this for free. And it's pretty nasty when you look at the potential combinations in this deck. You know, action, kneel a dragon character or Daenerys Targaryen to choose a participating character. Until the end of the phase, that character gets -4 strength and is killed if its strength is 0. If you have Daenerys out, while Daenerys Targaryen is standing, each character participating on an opponent's side in a challenge against you is -1 strength. So if someone attacks you with Daenerys and you play this, they're -5 strength. There aren't a lot of characters that are going to stand up to 5 strength. If we look at the powerhouses here, look at Drogo, kill him flat out. Jorah, kill him. It wouldn't even need Daenerys out to kill him. The dragons are babies, so they wouldn't stand a chance. Well, even babies, they've still got 4. So yeah, Dracarys paired with Daenerys is going to take out almost anything I can think of. I really can't think of, maybe a beasted up Robert Baratheon, a beasted up Tywin Lannister. But those are characters that are going to be above normal for various reasons. This is a kill someone who's attacking you combination flat out. Just that nasty. And that's apparently what this entire deck is supposed to be centered around. Killing characters. And doing it through warfare or through Targaryen trickery. So I thought we'd take a look at the cards. Now, like I said, unfortunately, they now link to card game DB, so I can't just load a card and cycle through all of them. So we'll have to deal with that. But whatever. So for plots, they've got a noble cause, 501, with a 6 reserve. Reduce the cost of your first Lord or lady character you marshal this round by 2, which becomes really important because it's very hard to get that 7 gold in this game. So you could play Daenerys for 5, potentially 4, because I'm assuming, though, hey, yeah, the Targaryen loyalist will reduce the cost of the next Targaryen character you play by 1. So with that plot card, Targaryen loyalist, you've got her down to 4. You look at the locations. What is Illyrio's estate? Kneel Illyrio's estate to reduce cost of the next Targaryen character you marshal this phase by 1. We've reduced her down to 3. The King's Road and the Rose Road each give you. I'll let you. Kneel and sacrifice the Road Rose to reduce the cost of the next character you play by 3. So that's a potential combination. Get you Daenerys for free. There's a lot of pieces you have to get in play there, but the fact is, you have the potential to get Daenerys for free. And I'm assuming she's going to be the most expensive in the deck, because she's probably the most overall useful. Drogo's 6, so useful in summoning him. Mormont's only 2. That's rough. 1. So yeah. You might want to save up. Again, you can make that 7 almost negligible. Confiscation's a good one. When revealed, choose an attachment and discard it from play, because you've got some choice characters. You've got Daenerys, who not only starts with an impressive ability, but for each dragon she gets out, she increases those abilities. So you get Drogon out, she gets Renown, so she's gaining power. You get Rhaegal out. After you win a challenge in which a Stormborn character you control is participating, choose and stand a Stormborn character. So you're potentially letting her do both of her challenges, or just keeping her standing defensively to make use of that -1 strength. Viserion, each Stormborn character you control gains stealth. Disgusting. So your opponents are going to be targeting her with things like, let's see if they have any, Milk of the Poppy, for instance. Terminal, treat attached characters, put your text box as if it were blank, except for traits. There's also some poisons and things of that nature. They're going to be putting things on your character to make her less useful, primarily her and Khal Drogo. So you want ways to protect, to defend against that, and that's where confiscation comes into play. Counting coppers, when revealed, draw 3 cards. That's just useful. I bet a lot of decks are probably going to play that. Filthy accusations, when revealed, choose and kneel a character. Again, a pretty good one. If you've got a plan to do something and one of your opponents, and I always come at this from the aspect of 4 people playing, has a character that might interfere with that, you kneel them. Sneak attack. Gives you an 11 initiative, 5 gold, and 2 claim. You can't initiate more than 1 challenge, but you're going to wreck somebody in a warfare challenge, more than likely. Let's see. Supporting the faith. After challenges phase begin, each player returns his or her gold. I'm assuming that's more to cripple your opponent so they have a harder time playing events on you. Because I don't think you're going to have a lot of defense against that. Wildfire Assault is probably going to be really popular, but it's one that always kind of makes my butt pucker. Because what if you are the one that has character advantage? And especially in this game, in this deck, where you're designed to kill people already. This might be overkill, and were I to build the deck, I might trade that out. But I'm not a fan of Wildfire Assault. I hate the idea of getting it when you have character advantage. But that's me. So going into characters, we've got the Braided Warrior, no attachments except weapon, just a good solid warfare character. Daenerys, we've already discussed her. Drogon, we've discussed him. The Handmaiden, action sacrifice Handmaiden to choose and stand a lady character. So another way to keep Daenerys standing. And each character participating on an opponent's side in a challenge against you. So you could defend with her, sacrifice the Handmaiden, stand her, make use of that -1 strength, and God forbid, then play Dracarys. Or play Dracarys, tap her, sacrifice the Handmaiden, stand her again, to once again enact that -1 strength to make it -5 total strength. Khal Drogo gives you an extra warfare challenge. You may initiate an additional warfare challenge during the challenge phase. So, again, very devastating. Littlefinger, again, he's just a nice solid card. Reaction after you marshal Littlefinger, draw 2 cards and +1 gold, which is very precious. Those are cards that give you that extra gold because the plots don't really do it. So you really need those extra cards, the locations and the characters. We got Magister Illyrio, pay 2 gold, choose and stand a character. Again, another way to keep Daenerys standing, which is always to your benefit. We've discussed Rhaegal. Jorah, Renown. If Ser Jorah Mormont has 3 or more betrayal tokens on him, sacrifice him. A forced reaction after you win a challenge in which Ser Jorah Mormont is participating, place 1 betrayal token on him. So he's a steal for 4 strength, warfare, and intrigue, but eventually he's going to go away. Targaryen Loyalist, we've discussed that one. Very useful for reducing the cost of Drogo or Daenerys. Unsullied. No attachments. While Unsullied is attacking, each defending character gets -1 strength. So that's brutal. And also keep in mind, they're not a unique character. If you attack with 3 Unsullied, and they have 3 Unsullied in here, that's -3 strength. As far as I know. I can look up a frequently asked question later and check it out, but while Unsullied is attacking, each defending character gets -1 strength. That's devastating. You got Daenerys. Well, Daenerys won't really matter, but do that. Play Dracarys against one of the defenders. That's -7 strength. So you're looking at taking out a partially beasted up Robert, or whoever, or even if it just reduces their strength to a point where you win the challenge. Very useful. We're looking at Dracarys as a way to kill somebody, but you can also just use it to get that edge to win a challenge. Viserys. Interrupt when Viserys Targaryen leaves play, choose an attachment and discard it from play. So again, a good way to get rid of something that's on your Daenerys or your Drogo or something. Drogo's Arak. Dothraki character only. Attached character gets +2 strength. If attached character is Khal Drogo, he does not kneel when declared as an attacker in the first warfare challenge you initiate each round. So he'll be able to attack in each of the 2 warfare challenges he allows you to have. At, what did we say, it was 6 strength? That does not suck. Milk of the Poppy. We looked at that already. That's just, I think you're going to see 3 of those in every deck. That's just an amazing, because every deck is going to have cards that you are not going to want to face. And that's a really good way to neutralize that. Seal of the Hand. Action, you'll seal of the hand to stand the attached character. Another one that I think you're going to see in like every deck, but really useful in this deck, because your goal is to keep her standing. All the time. Daenerys standing. Dracarys, obviously an amazing card. Fire and Blood. Choose a unique character in your dead pile and shuffle it into your deck. If that character is a hatchling, you may put it into play instead. It allows you to use your dragons as military fodder, because you're just going to get them back anyway. Like you care. And you're going to have 3 of those, so... Put to the Torch. Reaction. After you win a warfare challenge by 5 or more strength, as the attacking player, choose a location controlled by the losing opponent and discard it from play. There aren't that many devastating locations, but there are a couple, so I think 1 in here is good. And you could use that with Dracarys, Daenerys, the Unsullied. There's a number of ways you could get that to work for you. Tears of Lys. After you win an intrigue challenge, as the attacking player, place a poison token on a character without an intrigue icon controlled by the losing opponent. At the end of the phase, if the character still has the poison token, remove it and kill that character. Really useful, especially since you've got Daenerys here with the intrigue icon. I think 2 is a good number. Not as universally useful as maybe in the Lannisters, but still, the ability to choose who's going to die is an amazing ability. Waking the Dragon. Choose and stand a unique Targaryen character you control. At the end of the phase, if that character is still in play, return it to your hand. So, good way to keep Daenerys standing. Also a good way to shed a Milk of the Poppy or Tears of Lys. I mean, I'd have to see which one takes precedence, because they both say... Let's see, if the character still has that poison token at the end of the phase, kill it, whereas Waking the Dragon says at the end of the phase, if the character is still in play, return it to your hand. We'd have to... I don't know how... I would assume it would be like in Magic, where it starts at the top and works its way down to the bottom. So Waking the Dragon would trump Tears of Lys if it was put on after it. I would assume that's going to be definitely one I want to look up. For the locations, Neil Illyrio's estate to reduce cost of the next Targaryen character. Yep, that's a good way. Plaza of Punishment. After you win a power challenge, kneel Plaza of Punishment to choose a character without attachments. Until the end of the phase, that character gets -2 strength and is killed if its strength reaches 0. So there are so many ways. Dracarys and Plaza of Punishment, -6 strength. Gonna kill almost anything. Nope, this is a deck that I think is going to be very nasty to play against, and I'm sure I will be playing against it. I'm sure somebody at my table will use this or a variation of this deck, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how to deal with it. I don't think it's overpowering. I think it definitely has its weaknesses. It's going to be tough for them to use cards if they don't have them in their hands, for instance. Yeah, no, I think this is going to be interesting. There's a lot of focus on Daenerys. Daenerys is definitely the key card of this deck. If you manage to knock Daenerys out of the game, this deck loses a lot of its steam. Not all of it, but something, a good chunk. Because you like having her there for that -1 strength defense. So yeah, no, I think this is a really nice deck. And considering this is just an out-of-the-box deck, I think it works really, really well. And I've said this before. I cannot wait for this game to just be released, so I can play with. So me and my group can play with more than just the one starter box that we have. So there you go, a review of the latest deck they've posted for play.